everybody doing? My name is Travis Manigan, and I'm the founder and CEO of GRADIFY. And GRADIFY is a college and career engagement platform being used in K-12, but most people just recognize it as LinkedIn for K-12. But why did I even start this? I want you to take a journey with me. I'm a former teacher, and the first thing that I would do when I stepped into the classroom is that I would ask my students, what do you want to become? And essentially all of my students had little to no direction on what career pathways they could actually achieve. This affected their academic performance because it made them apathetic about why they had to come in Mr. Manigan's US history class. So this problem, it really annoyed me because also I was waiting for my students to get pulled out of class as they were 11th graders. And I was wondering when the guidance counselors were going to start pulling them to start talking about the future. Well, let's just say our guidance counselors are not to be called guidance counselors. I found this out the hard way when we were able to score a school district with 16,000 students and 100 counselors. And I was training them, and I said, hey, guidance counselors. And they booed me off the stage. They said, you better not call us guidance counselors. We are school counselors. We do way too much to be considered a guidance counselor. I said, well, that is an issue, right? Because if we're having an issue with students not knowing career pathways, they're also not getting the requisite guidance that they need to be successful. So I went back to my time as a recruited athlete and wondered, what would happen if students had the opportunity to be recruited based on career pathways where grades were agnostic and they were just being recruited just for what they wanted to become? Much earlier than what's happening now. And I also thought, why don't we have a platform for students where they can connect with their counselors and beyond, right? And all this is taking place on one platform, so the student is getting a dynamic experience on what it means for college and career. So here's the real problem in numbers. Our students are being matched to counselors at a clip of 450 counselors per student around the country. That's unsustainable and probably won't get any policy initiatives to fix that anytime soon because that's just going to double the amount of cost just to get down to 200, right? So what does this lead to? This leads to only 38% of our young people from ages 18 to 24 being enrolled in college. That's a massive problem, right? And what is the opportunity cost that we're missing on as Americans? As Americans, we're missing out on $116 billion of economic input to our GDP from this issue. So we built the GRADIFY solution. So I'll change my name up a little bit. My name is Travis, but his name is Tyler, okay? Let's just take Tyler, for example. Tyler can start GRADIFY as early as middle school. Not with the robust features like dynamic counseling and all that, but they can use our platform to use the interest profile that's built in so they can take an assessment and get career pathways that match them so they at least know what career pathways are out there, how much money they can make in the career pathway. And also, they're being overwhelmed in the digital space by these social apps that are overwhelming their time and ours, right? But it's detrimental to a middle schooler who's heading into high school when we know once you get into high school, the game is on. So middle schoolers can use this just as a time builder. When do you play video games? Do you have time for video games? No. You have to budget that out so you don't have unlimited time. But also, do you have a test next week? Do you have homework? Start using a calendar and helping them to actually own their time. I call it time ownership. But a high school user, they have a much more dynamic experience on the platform. They're using the platform to not only build career pathways, not only experience goals, but they're interfacing with their counselors, and some schools have career counselors as well, so that they can actually be present when a career speaker is coming that actually matches their career pathway, because what happens is that the student comes in, they give us all of their career pathways, and then the counselors can take all of that aggregated data and target a student based on that career pathway with an opportunity because they really don't have time. So our revenue, we've grown 100% year over year, 2021 to 2022, and we're on par to grow at 200% this year. We have a go-to-market strategy with a national partner where we will be in 52 cities this year and 200 schools this year as well. So our business model is pretty straightforward. We partner with schools and nonprofits as an enterprise software solution. So they pay a nominal fee. Individual school pays $10,000. Your YMCAs, your Boys and Girls Clubs, they pay $4,500. I try to split the baby down the middle as best as I could with the cost and unit economics that we were talking about. All right, so and our average length of contract is 3 years, and our profit, we're at 60%. So our target market, so we're currently in the first bubble, well, we're inching into our second bubble. So our target market right now are public, private, charter schools, nonprofits, and that's a $700 million opportunity, but our partners are starting to bring colleges onto the platform. We have a contract with the YMCA that's a national contract, and they are talking to the White House HBCU initiative on how they can increase the amount of boys that can get into HBCUs. So my vision of students being recruited by Career Pathways, which is my big, hairy, audacious goal, is coming to fruition. Also, we're partnering with another local nonprofit that has national implications, and they're bringing on local community college and colleges to recruit and participate with students as well. And finally, our big, hairy, audacious goal is to be the platform that is used for college and career readiness and influence and engagement from K-12 and beyond. So our traction. All of our collective partnerships that are local and national serve up to 12 million students. And we'll be in 52 cities with 200 schools. And there's another interesting dynamic that's happening where Obama's My Brother's Keeper initiative is using our platform to try to be a backbone organization for boys and young men of color to have access to nonprofits on our platform. So they're subsidizing the cost to up to 40 nonprofits in our city of Charlotte. So our competitors, all of us are trying to do the right thing, but we're differentiated on value proposition. Our value proposition is pretty straightforward. You need to have a college and career platform. If you don't have an app, you're waiting for a student to pull a laptop to use your software, they're never going to use it until you tell them to. Also, social features to connect students to their counselors and beyond. Our platform doesn't just work in schools. A student can be in a school, use GRADIFY, but also YMCA can pipe right into that student using the 4-digit code like another Slack channel. So everybody can work with one student on one platform because what does it take? It takes a village to raise a child. So Team GRADIFY, I am the founder, Travis Manigan. My background is in education, but I've also worked in the House and the US Senate. I've led this team where we've been successfully managing student data at the municipal level, at the K-12 level, and also at the nonprofit level. And I have an illustrious group of advisors brought on by NextCube and also individually in the city of Charlotte that have been supportive of me as you probably heard, Maya, right here, Ms. Sharpley. She's helping me learn how to transition from a bootstrapped company to a potential venture company. And I don't know if I made this clear, NextCube is our first money in from investors. So this is literally our first foray into the space. So I'm a teacher, and I'm gonna give you some options. Everybody that would like to meet with me to talk more about GRADIFY, scan that QR code. Just find a date on my schedule, and I would love to connect with you so you can learn more. I know we didn't have that much time together. I'm a teacher, I'm a loquacious, so I'll keep your ear for a little bit. But seriously, I'd love to connect with you. We're still building out my strategy on Raise, but you all can be a part of that as well. And I'm grateful for the NextCube. It's a great experience, and y'all are in for a treat with Mario.